Hi, everybody. Happy Travel Tuesday. Hey, Brian, it is a special day out at the ballpark today.
It is. It's opening day at the ballpark here in Buffalo. How wonderful is that? April 4th, the countdown to Easter. There is so much going on. It rained quite early this morning, but it looks like the sun's coming out. So I think it's going to be a great first pitch.
Well, April showers make those May flowers, and I saw some flowers popping up in the garden this morning, some irises popping up. They look really pretty. And I have to say, it did brighten my day because, Brian, after coming back from Florida over the weekend, seriously, I had like post-vacation depression yesterday. PVD.
Well, I don't know. You have everything. You have FOMO. You have post-vacation depression. I mean, really, Elizabeth, I think you have it all. But you know what? The weather in Florida has been really good. A lot of folks are headed down there. Flights are full, and I know you had good weather when you were down there. You were there for a conference and then enjoyed a little leisure time as well.
Right. I figured I'm already all the way down there. So I was down there for the conference, which was great, very informative. And then got to warm up in the sun a little bit, which was incredible. And the Orlando, the airport's down there, extremely busy because so many people are heading down for spring break. Of course, most of the schools in the region are off this week. Some have alternate vacations or weeks off, but the majority of the families are traveling right now for Easter. So it's an exciting time.
And they're headed out. They're either headed out by car or plane or train, but all modes of transportation heading out of Western and Central New York, they're full. They're absolutely full.
Oh, you know what else is full? The beach at Siesta Key. I don't know if you've seen any pictures, but a friend of mine sent some over and I was like, oh my gosh, you can't fit another person on this beach. Everyone was just flocking down there. And a lot of them are Western New Yorkers looking to go someplace warm.
They absolutely are. And, it's great to see travel so busy again. It's been a long time and we're really excited about that. But yeah, in fact, driving to work the past couple of days, there's been like zero traffic. It's like there's no one in town.
Yeah, so if you think about the destinations for the Easter, some of the top ones, of course, we always say no matter what happens, Orlando's number one. Like I said, the Orlando airport was really busy. A lot of kids, so cute, little kids saying, we're going to see Mickey, we're going to Disney, and they were all excited about it.
Well, and of course, Orlando is number one from Western New York. It always is with, Disney, Universal Orlando Resort, all of the Central Florida attractions, and then East Coast, West Coast, you have beautiful beaches. So no wonder it is very busy. A lot of nonstop flights from Buffalo into Orlando. And this week and next week, they're all full.
They sure are. They sure are. So pack your patience, but I didn't have any problem with the airlines. Knock on wood, just make sure you arrive early. You have the app so that you're aware of what's going on with your flight and that the airline has, like you always say, Brian, the contact information.
Yeah, any last minute changes, although the weather pretty good through here in the Northeast, but always have that contact information. But we're hoping for good weather for the next few days as people head south. In fact, the extended forecast, Elizabeth, showed Easter Sunday to be like 65 degrees and sunny. So who needs to go to Florida when you have the Miami of the North right here in Buffalo?
Well, I don't know. Those palm trees look pretty beautiful, and you can't find those around Western New York just yet until people put them up by their pools this summer. But
You're right. You're right.
I'll try to
take
take you up on that outlook, but I'm still saying Florida's the place to be. And if you look at Caribbean cruising came in second, it's because Miami and Fort Lauderdale were tied for really second place with so many people heading out of the ports there.
And cruising has been a great value, and that was one of the first kind of modes of vacationing out of COVID. But it's so popular. New ships, new itineraries. So many people are enjoying that experience. Unpack once, have wonderful activities on the ship, and you can see so many islands. It really is a great vacation. And we have folks that are really looking at cruising for summer and fall as well, whether it's river cruising, Mediterranean, Greece cruises, really popular.
That's for sure. Of course, everyone else, they want to be at the beach. People want to warm up. That's the most common theme here. So Cancun, Punta Cana, and the good old Bahamas all at the top of the list.
Yeah, and they are great spots to really relax. Those all-inclusive vacations in all three of those destinations. Very popular. We put great packages together. Always remember when you go to destinations in the Caribbean and Mexico, work with a known supplier, a known vendor. have transfers arranged ahead of time with the supplier and the resorts, and you'll have a great time. But the weather is wonderful down there, and a lot of folks are craving that sunshine.
Yeah, they sure are, and it sure feels good. So if you can get there, get there. If you can't, plan ahead for summer so you have a getaway to look forward to. And Brian, international travel is huge right now.
Well, it really is, and folks are really planning for summer. I have to tell you, some of our cruise partners for river cruising, so many dates are almost full. There's space, certainly, but you have to be a little bit flexible, or maybe with the type of accommodations that you want. But this summer, Europe is going to be the place to be. A lot of great deals on the cruising. Airfares are up, so it really is a little bit of a challenge with airfares right now. They're up really across the board, but many of our partners are offering some bonuses with airfare and booking a package and so forth. But air is a challenge right now.
Well, we do see that right here on the graphic. Airfare prices overall up 30%. But what we're seeing is people saying, you know what, I want to go, I want to get there. I'm going to pay that because I waited so long for this trip. So people are paying the price. But if you have some flexibility, that's the best way to save. If you can be flexible with your dates, then there might be a possibility for some lower airfares.
Well, of course there is. And, sometimes on routings as well. If you're flying, say, from New York to, I don't know, Paris, for example, or Amsterdam or Rome, a nonstop flight can be very expensive. But if you chose an option where you change planes en route, maybe in London, or Iceland Air has wonderful airfares to make a change in Reykjavik. You can save substantial money on, looking at alternate routings in addition to alternate dates. So we can get creative to really help make that trip fit within your budget.
Okay, good advice. So if you have some time to spare there and you don't mind that connection, that's good advice. And are people flying out of Toronto again?
They are flying out of Toronto, and there's so many nonstop flights. You can really virtually span the globe with nonstop flights out of Toronto. Crossing the border is very easy now. So we are seeing folks going up. Many will drive up and park at the airport, and there's discounts for parking at the airport. Others will go and stay at a hotel the night before they're leaving, and there's park and stay rates as well. So a lot of folks are going up. Those that don't want to drive, we also arrange car service, but it's the convenience of that nonstop flight to, again, all corners of the world.
Sure. So we had known that spring break international travel was up 30%. Then these new numbers on the screen here just came out from AAA yesterday. So that's brand new this week, right in time for Travel Tuesday, that international travel overall up 200% compared to last year. And if you're looking at just hotel bookings through AAA, up 300%. So wow, people are looking to travel internationally again.
Well, they are traveling internationally, and even domestically for the road trips as well. People are staying in hotels, but what we're finding is, many people like a guided vacation, kind of escorted, we'll call it, but others like to do we call it independent travel, where we'll book 2 nights in a hotel here and then 2 nights there, and they get a week or 10-day vacation. We call it foreign independent travel, and that's where those hotel bookings are up in Europe so substantially. But people couldn't leave the country for almost 3 years, and they're craving to see the sights, learn the cultures, and really immerse themselves in the wonderful opportunities in Europe.
Yeah, and as the song says, London's calling, and London bookings, that was one of the top destinations, up 350%. So a lot of people looking to go over to London.
Yeah, and I think people are interested. The King's coronation is coming up. In fact, we have a group that is going, and the group is full. So there is interest there as well. But London's always been popular, and there's so much architecture and history, but wonderful theater and just so many things in London. So yeah, it's great to see, and I'm very, very glad that folks are getting out and about.
Right. And we have to point something out very important. None of this is possible without a passport. So check the date on your passport. If you don't have one, now is the time to get one. And if it's going to expire anytime soon, now is the time to renew it, because we're seeing a big delay for these passports.
There's a big delay for passports. And here's the thing, with certain countries, many countries, most countries, your passport has to be valid 6 months beyond your intended return date. So, you have to make sure that that's valid for 6 months beyond the date that you're coming back to the States, which is really important. So that's really key. There is a backlog, and there are ways to expedite them. You can pay extra to expedite them. But in the old days, expediting maybe meant 2 or 3 weeks. Expediting now, I think, is more like 6 or 7 weeks. So
Right.
it shows how far backlog. We do offer a service that expedites even quicker, but unfortunately, the quicker you want, the more expensive it is to get that taken care of. So
the best advice is to plan ahead, and like that service you mentioned, Rush My Passport, you do get a AAA discount with that, which is 10%. But if you need it really quickly, those fees can be very, very hefty. So the best advice is to plan ahead. I always like knowing I have a passport just in case an opportunity comes up, just in case I see a great deal that you want to take advantage of. So this is something to plan ahead, especially if you have kids going on school groups, maybe even in the next calendar year. Start to plan ahead now so you have that passport in advance.
yeah, you don't want to be disappointed in a lot of airlines, or a lot of travel partners necessarily aren't going to refund if you don't have the proper documentation, because that's part at the get-go. And we always review that information. Names have to match. We look at expiration dates, but some people make some preliminary plans on their own and then come to us and it's like, my passport isn't right. So yeah, it really is important. That's actually job one anytime you want to leave the US, is to make sure your passport is in proper order.
Right, and you can get your passport taken right at AAA, so we welcome you to come by and do that. A friend of ours from WKBW, Chrissy Williams, came by and did a story yesterday about that and showing how you can get your picture taken here if you need that. And just a reminder to everyone, you want to make sure that you have that so you don't spoil your plans and have to cancel a trip because you don't have the right, documentation.
We don't like to see disappointed people.
No, travel should be making you happy, right?
It absolutely should.
Well, something that might not make you happy are these gas prices. So we've seen gas prices uptick lately. There's a few things going on, Brian. So one, demand is up because it's springtime. More people are out and about, people taking road trips this week. So demand is higher. The gasoline stocks in the United States are lower. And at the same time, oil prices have shot up after OPEC announced that it was going to slash oil production starting in May. So that pushed up oil prices. That means higher prices at the pump. So just be prepared. Think about how you can lighten your load. The lighter vehicle will use less fuel, and use that AAA mobile app to find the cheapest gas prices in your area to try and save some money.
Yeah, great advice. And I think that when we have Dan on from our fleet department, I think if you're driving in clear weather, always use that cruise control, which also helps gauge your speed, and there's a little more efficiency there as well.
Yeah, that's going to give you the best gas mileage. And at the same time, Dan would be telling everyone to make sure you have the tires properly inflated. Right tire pressure is going to give you the best gas mileage as well.
Great tips all the way around.
Yeah, just a reminder to everyone too, we mentioned it last week, April's Distracted Driving Awareness Month. So remember, put the phones down, focus on driving. We want to make sure that everyone stays safe.
It's a very avoidable thing. The distractions you can take care of, put the phone away, make sure the radio isn't crazy and the car's full of people. All of that is avoidable stuff for sure.
That's for sure. And speaking of saving money, Brian, you have some great deals for us this week.
Well, we always want to save some money here. Absolutely. So got a couple promotions going on. Well, we have a lot that are going on, but a couple that I wanted to share. CIE Tours, which is a partner that we have for Ireland and the UK and Scotland and so forth. They have a private driver sale now through the 31st of May to book. It's up to 10% off, and you save $1,000 per person on 2023 and 2024 private driver vacations. Now, what that is, so let's say you're going to Ireland for a 10-day trip. We have guided vacations with a motor coach, and you're doing the group thing. You can do an independent drive yourself with a car rental, but in Ireland, you drive on the opposite side of the road and the steering wheel's on the opposite side of the car. So, the navigation is really important, and you may not get to enjoy the experience. We have so many people that love these private chauffeur driven vacations, 2 or 4 people in a sedan, and the driver guide is with you pretty much throughout your trip. they're not that much more expensive and the experience is unbelievable. So that really is a great promotion right now. Also, they have last minute deals on departures through June. So it's a quick turnaround, but if you want to get to Ireland through June, you can save 15% off your trip, which is really great. So for those last minute travelers, that's a really great savings.
That sounds great. And the private driver, it sounds like the VIP treatment.
Yeah, I actually had one of those planned right before COVID and it got canceled because of COVID. We didn't reschedule it yet, but the price point really, when you think of that, it sounds way over the top. It is not. It really is a great experience. So
Yeah, you're going to learn so much and have that one-on-one experience. It's going to be more intimate and you're going to remember it forever.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another one, Princess Cruises. We talked about European airfare, and that is, you can get a great deal maybe on a stateroom on a cruise, but the air is expensive to get there. But Princess Cruises has a $300 airfare credit on select European voyages, and that is on certain sailing dates. So our AAA travel advisors can let you know, but $300 off an airfare to Europe is really, really a great saving. So that is going on right now as well. That is actually valid on certain sailings through the rest of the year. So
Okay,
great deal
good
there.
to know.
Yeah. And then Holland America, they have an anniversary sale. Holland America, up to 45% off cruise fares, $150 onboard credit, and $150 deposit. So only $150 deposit secures your space on a great Holland America cruise. And as you know, Elizabeth, they do a wonderful job in Alaska, Caribbean, Europe, Mediterranean, the Baltics. They're virtually around the world. I've sailed Holland America, great experience, but that anniversary sale is going on now through the end of May. But can you imagine 45% off, $150 onboard credit, and only $150 deposit saves your space.
Wow, I think I might have to put my name down and get a cabin saved up.
That's one of those comments that I say you can't afford to stay home, right?
Right. Yeah, 45% off. That's a great savings. So
it is a great savings. Yeah.
Wave season has ended, and now that we're into April, but we still have some cruise deals, so that's good to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of cruise deals. Actually, there's a lot of deals going on right now, and our partners know that people want to travel and they want to entice everyone to travel. So talk to your AAA travel advisor. They know all the specials, and wherever you want to go, a lot going on.
Yeah, and a reminder, if you're still thinking about summer, now would be the time to do that. I mean, there's going to be limited availability. Even if you're planning a road trip and you want to stay in a villa, and we can arrange that right through AAA, villas literally around the globe, but there's going to be limited capacity left because so many people are booking up for this summer. So just a reminder, if you haven't done so already, now is the time to do that.
Seize the moment, as they say. We always talk about plan your vacation. So plan your vacation.
Yeah, because, the school calendars are out. So Brian, you're already seeing people booking, the fall vacations and people booking into 2024. So you got to get on it.
Absolutely. And if that late December holiday is of interest to you, now is definitely the time to do it, because that limited week or two is really filling up fast.
Okay, don't let it slip by. You won't have any regrets. I know. I'm ready to book the next one. I have nothing planned right now, Brian, so I got to make sure I get something on the books.
Well, I think the next time we see you, you'll probably have something on the books.
Probably.
There you go.
Well, we hope everyone has a great Travel Tuesday. If you're enjoying, the spring baseball or the sun that's finally coming out, or if you're on vacation, make sure you stay safe, and we'll see you right back here next Tuesday.
Bye, everybody.